Roberts.
Come on, Dad. I was a taxi driver before I was done this, so that's what I was saying. Long route, man.
I'm from Norwich, and I like to say that a lot, so just get used to that.
Yeah. And I'm Barry, Karl's dad.
So we're from Norfolk and Suffolk, so I live in Norwich, and my dad's in a lovely little town in Southwold. This is about a 12-month journey on
Is it on?
Mastermind. So yeah, we're from Norwich and Southwold, and this is about our 12-month journey on Mastermind. So the journey really was, and I just had to put this up here because somebody who's been on our program for 12 months only realised we're father and son the other day, and we're not. I think it's the hair. Like, so we had no experience in property investing, like none at all. I read Simon's book, and that's what started all this off. So we both held a bit of a different mindset, really, to our risk and investment strategies, and especially for myself in regards of paying my mortgage and what am I going to do for a pension and a contract. I'm on a 2-week contract. What do I do every day? And what do I do next week? What do I do next month, etc. And we'd only ever bought our own homes. So
yeah, and I've got something to add there. The last time I bought a property was June the 6th, 1980. I'm quite aware and jealous of a lot of people at the back there weren't even born then. So yeah. 32 years ago.
So like I said, I read Simon's book and got hooked into the marketing, listened to some webinars, found this fantastic deal, and then I made a phone call to Barry and said,
yeah, he said, would you like to come along to a meeting in London about options, property options, with the bigger Z there? And I said, well, I don't know, train journey, but it'd be nice to see you because we keep in touch, obviously, but we're 35 miles apart. And then I was humming and hawing, and then Karl said, there's a free meal. I said, I'll be there, book me in. And that's the truth. Yeah.
So really, for Mastermind, for me, and the property journey is about the numbers, but for me, all the numbers come straight back to time. So I'm really time focused, and I really don't want to work. I want to spend my time traveling, and after that, I want to spend some time doing voluntary work. So for me, reading about true passive income, like buying houses and putting it with a letting agent, and just letting it sit there and pay me, is what it's about for me. So this journey has enabled me to do this because in 4 weeks' time, I'm going to Southeast Asia and New Zealand for 5 months. And a massive part of that is obviously working with somebody, and it really helps to have somebody with you on this journey. So you heard a lot of people talking about people helping them and joint ventures, and it's really a journey you need to be doing with other people to make it work, especially if you want a bit of speed in there and achieving these types of goals. So our 12-month focus was purely cash flow and to build a portfolio to provide that. So I wasn't very focused on the 50K, that'd be great, but I just want the passive income every month. So onto the deals, and what you're going to see here is the sum of our efforts. You're not going to see masses of hard work for all the deals that fell through and all the calls you make and people don't call you back, and all the deals that fall over at the last minute and come back again and then fall out again, and a lot of work goes into this. So the first one, I bought 2 holiday cottages in Ashbourne, and this was the 7 survey deal. So I had 2 houses, I had 7 surveys done. And they are beautiful properties. Now, this came from doing what Simon said all the time. Started Mastermind, looked on the members map, found local masterminders, hooked up, had a couple of coffees. Then, on the forum, a few months later, they had a deal up. Made the call, got stuck in. In a couple of meetings, we established what the deal would be, buy one in a financial year, buy one in the next financial year, helps them with their capital gains. Really good on understanding that where they're coming from, where I'm coming from, so we managed to negotiate some cash back, which means I can leverage the mortgage a bit more. But it did take 7 surveys, and I did have 5 mortgage applications on just 2 houses, and that is a painful experience, but persistence all the time. So persistence at every move and understanding what your next move will be really paid off in this. And it wasn't an easy journey, but I'm there, and I completed on the second one just a few weeks ago. So on contact with host seasons, they say, okay, it's a honeypot area, not only do you get good weeks through the summer, but you get some Christmas breaks, you get people who are interested in photography and mountain biking, motorbiking, etc. And they have a predicted income of about £9 grand a year on 30 weeks. I think I can do more than that, especially if I go through some independent websites. Plus I have some bonuses as well of, this is great for investors. We do get investors on board, and it's great to throw in, hey, have a couple of weeks in holiday cottage, you know. It's also a great second retreat home for me. That's what really switched me on to this. The inside is completely modern decor, and it suits my way, and I've got broadband in there, so this is kind of a retreat home for me when I want to get away from other things. So as you can see, numbers 1 and 2, and the slides are a little bit screwed. So the first purchase was 95, and it gets £3 grand net per year, profit of 13%, and the second was 105. I did get some cash back on that, so again, the ROI is a bit higher. And I can't see the bottom one, that's a real shame. So next on is where I live in Norwich is a flat flip option. So this is a very grotty flat where the first time I put my deal to the lady, she was not interested. And I did what Simon said, stayed in touch. Dropped her a text message every few weeks, said how's it going, etc., etc. Then I pulled up to work one morning and I got my phone out and I had his text message. And now I'm Karl from Norwich. He said, morning Conrad. Can you text me your offer again? The flat is the bane of my life. So follow-up works, okay? So this is another deal. I got the option signed on a few weeks ago, and the refurb's pretty much finished next week, and that's ready to flip on. So again, a 12-month option, 40 grand. I'm also under that option allowed to rent it out if I need to. Purchase at 40k, put 5k fee down, no monthly payments on it at all. The refurb's about 11k, sell for 65, it's an easy profit of 11 after legals. So there is again, value 65, portfolio total now, which was just blipped off the bottom of the other slide, so up to about 265 with a profit of 6.4. Okay, and this is over to Barry.
Yeah, this deal I'm really pleased about. Belonged to somebody I'm in a same rifle club with, and he was going bankrupt after divorce, and indeed, the Citizens Advice Bureau had advised him to go bankrupt, and he got the papers there when I got to him in front, half filled out, to go bankrupt. And even his solicitor said, if the Citizens Advice Bureau tell you to go bankrupt, then probably you should. That is the best way, declare yourself bankrupt. But I did some research on the forum. I found a girl, I think she was on MM2, Charlie Robinson, who's debt negotiator, yeah. And I spoke to her, and this chap, his name is Ross, that's what I'm going to tell you, Ross, had £22,000 worth of debt on 2 credit cards. And she negotiated that down way past 15, past 12, down to 10, and eventually down to £6,000. And he said, if you can do that for me, Barry, you can buy my house for the mortgage, because I don't want to own a house ever again. He's had enough, yeah? And so that's what we did. And when the figures pop up, I'll show you. Yeah, value 95,000, and again, Karl, more figures. Oh, yeah. Oh, beg your pardon. Yeah, we purchased for 54,000, £6,000 of his debt paid, and he asked, could he go on holiday? And I said, yeah, how much do you want? He said, £2,000. I said, no problem. So we gave him, so the total was £63,000 mortgage and a 31% ROI on that, yeah.
This is a really big deal for me because I came on the programme and I wanted to help people. I really did truly want to help everyone we found. So the fact we saved one person in our local town, and the fact it's a friend of Barry's from bankruptcy and repossession, that's the reason I'm on Mastermind.
Yeah. I'd just like to add to that, it's so important to tell everybody what you do. Everybody you meet and speak to, you tell them what you do. I didn't tell this guy for a month or two. I kept hearing him when he came to the club saying that he was going to go bankrupt, and in the end I called him, texted him, and then went to see him, and that's how we started. I started helping him negotiate his debt first before we talked about the property. Yeah. Oh, Great Yarmouth, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Disaster. I spoke about this on the mic this morning. That's one of the 3 deals. It's just we completed on just recently. More than 1,000 communications with this dealer, with this vendor, and he's moving to Spain. And when I first went to see him to view the property, he got 2 rabbits there that belonged to his daughters. And he said, if I move, obviously, Barry, I can't take the rabbits with me. So will you take possession of the rabbits. At that moment, I didn't have a house and 2 rabbit contract on me, but we did sit down. We did sit down and I drew out the heads of terms, and heads of terms does include the 2 rabbits. And they've got a fantastic hutch. I've just got to tell you this very quick. They've got a fantastic hutch because they're indoor rabbits. It got 2 bedrooms and a lounge and a toilet. And these rabbits were house trained. They could use the toilet. I bought it at BMV, £50 he wanted for it, and I paid him £35 for it, and I flipped it for £50. So, oh, Karl, I owe you £7.50. I forgot that. Yeah, I owe you £7.50.
It was crazy. I went around Dad's one day, and there was this massive, massive rabbit hutch in the garden. And I was like, oh, we got the Yarmouth deal then. Like,
that's the other thing. Karl had got the mortgage on this, and he's yet to visit the property. He hasn't been there yet. I dealt with the whole thing. But this man was very motivated to sell, because the moment I said I made the offer of 125,000, and he immediately went and booked a ticket to Spain and jacked his job, and then his wife handed the notice in. He didn't bother getting to schools for his children because he knew he was going. And he didn't tell us this, but then we had lots of problems from then on because the pressure became more and more for the date of his tickets for going.
Yeah. So this is going to be a 6-room LHA, so £68 a week. Just nearly through on the refurb on this one. Fantastic ROI, 37%, which takes our portfolio total up to nearly £500,000, and profit per annum 23k. It's another one of yours, the Bulgaria. Yeah.
Another story. So there's a story. Yeah, this property belongs to Richard. I first met Richard in June of '95, I believe it was. I was on a boat with a friend of mine, and I looked out the window. It's a bit like a scene from Miami Vice. All these police cars come screaming up. I ran onto the boat, an armed response unit, and my friend had got some illegally held handguns. I was unaware of them, really. Anyway, the arresting officer was Richard. Richard, yeah, policeman. And later on, a few months later, he stopped me for speeding. He was waiting on a corner. He stopped me for speeding and said, "I've been waiting for you all day." And I said, "Well, I got here as quick as I could, you know." And he asked me about the gun club, and I told him, and I invited him along as a guest, and he's joined, and I've kept contact with him over the last 17 years. Anyway, this belonged to his ex-wife. It's part of a divorce settlement. He's married again. His new wife doesn't want anything to do with the property and doesn't want him to have anything to do with the property. Completely refurbished, redecorated, and it's a really good deal because I've got this on an option for £1. He's really pleased with it. He's so pleased I'm taking this responsibility off his hands. He doesn't have to discuss it anymore with his new wife. He's ecstatic about it, yeah.
So yeah, we can see the numbers there. I mean, you know, the option price of 27k, and it's actually 25-30% BMV at the moment, and we're expecting an income of about £9,000 a year. So it's another holiday let. What I've got to say is, Norwich and Norfolk was a bit of a tough area, I thought. So our strategy was pretty much any deal that stacks. And I wasn't intending Bulgaria. I wasn't intending holiday cottages, but it works for us, and it gets the passive income, and there's the fringe benefits again. So that takes our portfolio up to £500,000 and 32k a year. Yeah,
I just want to say that Richard said when we did the option contract, he said, "Barry, if you're going to do this, take this weight off my mind. Just give me £100 a month." And I said, "Well, that wouldn't be ethical. I can't do that. I've got to give you more." And he said, "What do you suggest?" I said, "Well, after all expenses, how about we split 60-40? You have 40%, I have 60%. He said, "Really?" I said, "Yes, fine, not a problem." Yeah, and he's pleased, obviously, more pleased, yeah.
So some other little bits we've been doing on the side. At the start, we had some funds, and we loaned them out to people just to build some contacts. I've also been doing some mortgage hosting for people, and that's built some better contacts. And also held on my own sharing and cash flow day here in August, which was great. Massive learning experience, really good networking. I just want to put up there because it's really good to be in a mastermind and build relationships. And that's a massive, massive part of mastermind, is to network with people and have the support from all the people in mastermind with you. So, and also give to others and have some fun along the way. So again, the mortgage hosting gets me an easy passive income of £1,000 a year. Work once, did it, done, move on. From that loan to Gavin Barry in Liverpool, he also threw in a deal. He sourced a deal for us, and we rolled this in 6 hours. We went up there, we viewed the place, whilst the vendor had a surveyor from somebody else who was buying it, and at the end of the day, it was our done deal. So we had a delayed completion so I could get some lawyers to speak commercial financing, I went to see the bank manager yesterday. That's all rolling. We should complete on this next week. It's already let out to students. Great thing in Liverpool, 3 universities. Students expect to pay 52 weeks of the year. There's no voids. This is a brand new refurb place. It's a 2-bed flat on the ground floor, 5-bed flat on the upper 2 floors, £75 a week, 52 weeks of the year. Gavin also runs a letting agency. Just leave it with him. They sort everything out. I haven't had to look at furniture packs. Haven't had to build anything. Haven't had to do anything other than sort some broadband out. So that's great. 170k. Profit per annum about 15k. So that's a 23% ROI. Takes our total up to just over 680 there. Yeah.
Can I just? Oh, sorry, I just want to say that that was we viewed that at 11:30 in the morning, and it was fortunate that the vendor was the solicitor, and we managed to buy it 6 hours later at 5:30. That's what, being positive, knowing what you want, being focused on what you want. There's some great deals from Gavin Barry. I would like to say, a bit like eBay, buy with confidence with Gavin Barry. He's a really good guy. Yeah. Really is. No, seriously, he's a good guy.
So now this is the shining example of doing joint ventures. This is somebody I met at my local pin in Norwich. He bought cash a Cape Verde 3-bed villa. It's finished. He wants his money back out. He wants to hold an interest in it. So I'm buying it. And I'm buying it with a loan from somebody I know, 85 grand. That's the deposit in. I'm getting a European mortgage on it. When it buys, the guy's going to give me back my deposit. So I've got no money in this deal. He's happy to give me 50% profit. He's happy to give me 50% equity of it. I'm allowed free use of the villa when it's empty. We. He's going to pay the mortgage. He's going to pay the maintenance fee. And we get £250 a month for hosting the mortgage before any other costs come out. And I'm going out next week to view this, sign the paperwork, and do the power of attorney on it. So this is a fantastic deal. Just go to PIN, talk to people, and network. So this takes, this is a 300,000 euros, about 242 at the moment. Profit is 9k. That goes into a guaranteed rental scheme, 10 years, where the development company just take it back off you and rent it out for you and give you the income. It's a sweet deal, like this one. I'm excited about going out next week.
Bingo deal.
So that takes our portfolio up to just under £1 million, and profit per annum just under 58 there. So key learning. Now you're going to get this a lot. It's persistence. Yeah. Because at no moment did I stop or give up, and that's just got to be a key thing for everyone to learn. Secondly, is tell everyone what you do, because these deals, a lot of it came through word of mouth all the time. And when they come through, you've got to be persistent about what you do, in following up, in getting the mortgages, getting the letting agents on side, talking to the vendors, and there will always be bad news, and you just move on, and more persistence. Secondly, really the big one for me is just be open to opportunity, because there's deals everywhere, and there's opportunities everywhere to make money. And after that, you just want to be more persistent.
Tell everybody what you do. Tell everybody. I think I was on the point of being arrested in the toilets on Norwich Market, because I told the janitor there. I asked him if he got any houses for sale. I knew anybody that got a house. I wanted to buy one house there. Yeah. I told the lady who brought the ironing board to my room last night so I could iron this shirt. I told the lady on reception this morning, gave her my business card. I want to buy one house here. I help people to sell their houses very quickly, and I give investors a great return on their money. Tell everybody. Tell everybody. Tell the people, tell the waitresses in there. Give me a bigger card as well.
So, Mastermind 10, you've been a fantastic group. Massive thanks to Katrina and Mike for the support and sort of egging everyone along. Sarah and Bobby and everyone at PIN.
Yeah, all over the back.
Thank you very much.
Bobby.
Steve Marshall, best buddy ever. Yeah. He's been with me since Accelerator, and we do talk every week. And it's great to have that contact. Yeah. So if you find someone you get along with, and especially those of you on Accelerator, I was with Steve in Accelerator, and we clicked and went, hey, let's stay in touch. You doing Mastermind? Yeah, doing Mastermind. Great. And then just talked every week since then. Paul, thank you very much. Because Paul's been a coach for both of us.
Thank you.
Massive support and more excellent coaching than I ever expected. Yeah. So thank you for that, Paul.
Really good. Thank you, Paul.
And the big Z. Thanks, Simon.
I just want to say a few thank yous to Katrina for being my first buddy, John Stringer for being my buddy 2 times and now a third again, I hope, Mike Bristow, great guy over there. So many good friends and met really good relationships, so much support. We wouldn't be here without all these people giving us help and support throughout the whole year, And that includes Shannon, who's looking for a holiday cottage for me in Cornwall. Found one yet? Oh. No, right. Okay. And I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned everybody, but just a great thanks to everybody. And it includes, what's his name? Oh, Simon Zutshi. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Karl Barry Roberts, guys.